Hi, I'm James,
And I'm Laurent.
and welcome to our beautiful city of Chicago.
So you've been to Chicago before, you've done all the touristy stuff, Michigan Avenue and Navy Pier and Millenium Park, and you're looking for things to do off the beaten path. Well, this is what this video is going to be about. We're going to take you to all our favorite spots in Chicago outside of the main touristic attractions.
Let's get started.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa.
So first on our list is the neighborhood of Andersonville.
Andersonville has historically been a Swedish neighborhood. In fact, in 1920, there were more Swedes living in Andersonville than in Stockholm. The Swedish heritage is still present. There's still some Swedish restaurants. There's the Swedish American Museum.
And then there's the yellow and blue water tower that you can see from everywhere in the neighborhood.
There's lots of great shopping in Andersonville. In fact, Sundays, you'll see many people going to brunch and going to all the antique stores that line the streets on Clark Street.
Well, aside from Starbucks and Walgreens, there's almost no chains in Andersonville because the Chamber of Commerce tries really hard to attract independent stores.
Yeah, there are lots of stores that you won't find anywhere else except in Andersonville.
It goes from pet store to clothing store to gourmet food to independent bookstores. There's just a lot of variety.
We're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated.
And then in the last few years, Andersonville has also become a restaurant destination.
You can find all kinds of cuisine. Swedish, of course, Mexican, Italian, Japanese, and even Dutch.
Yeah, and the thing that I like about Andersonville is that it actually has a European feel to it. In the summers, there's a lot of outdoor seating and it kind of reminds me of Europe. One of the things I really like about Andersonville is that as soon as you venture outside of the main strip on Clark, it has a very neighborhood feel to it.
For example, there's a neighborhood called Lakewood Balmoral. It's a beautiful historic area between the lake and Clark Street with many large vintage homes built in the late 1890s through the 1920s. It's a historic neighborhood. It's been on the Historic National Register since 1998.
And it's very well preserved. And the thing that I like is that you really don't feel like you're in a big city. You got flowers, you got bunnies, you got all kind of wildlife, and you just don't realize you're still in Chicago. And second on our list is the 606.
The 606 is relatively new and it's a great attraction. It's kind of Chicago's version of the High Line in New York.
But it's a little bit different from the High Line in New York. One of the differences is that the High Line is right in the middle of the city. You got high rises on both sides, as opposed to the 606 is further west in the city in like a more neighborhoody area.
The architecture along the 606 is really fantastic because it's kind of a warehouse district in different places, and there are a lot of lofts and some newer construction and really modern houses with incredible patios and great views of downtown.
You still overlook the city, you overlook the streets, and you can see into people's backyard, into people's windows.
That's my favorite part, actually.
What James loves to do. The 606 is 2.7 miles long, and the signage is very well done, and every 0.1 mile you actually can keep track of how far you are, and there are lots of ways to get in and out of the trail every couple of blocks.
As a runner, I have to say I really enjoy the blue paving that they put down that has a certain cush to it that is made for runners. It's awesome.
The middle is all concrete, and that's where the bikes go, and then the side is that, I don't know what it is.
I don't know, but everyone wants to walk on it. No one wants to run on the concrete.
Even though you're in the middle of the city, it actually feels like you're outdoors because you got all those plants and the trees, and it's just very relaxing trail. And third on our list is the Garden of the Phoenix, also called the Osaka Garden. And it's on the south side of the city, just behind the Museum of Science and Industry.
The history of the garden is really fascinating because it was built during the time of the Columbia Exposition, which was one of the largest events ever in the city of Chicago. It's part of the World's Fair in 1893.
And the funny thing is, actually, we had never heard of the Osaka Garden, and someone mentioned it in the comments of our video about the top 10 free things to do in Chicago. So we decided to check it out, and we're so glad that we went because it's such a beautiful garden.
It's incredibly well maintained, and the wildlife that comes through there is just amazing. We saw this incredible bird. It's a black-crowned night heron. I'd never seen one of those in the city of Chicago, but here along the lake, you see all kinds of birds.
Which apparently comes here very often.
Yeah, he was very friendly. He didn't have any problem being around people.
As the name indicates, it's a Japanese garden. It is just so peaceful. That little bridge over the water was so beautiful, and the waterfalls were very relaxing. It's great to have this right in the middle of the city. So fourth on our list is the Chicago Cultural Center, and it's right across Michigan Avenue from Millenium Park. So you have millions of people who go see the Bean, but then very few of them go on the other side of the street to see the Cultural Center.
It used to be Chicago's first library, and it was built in 1897.
But since then it's been converted into a cultural center, and it just hosts a lot of temporary exhibits.
It has beautiful stairs inspired by the Bridge of Sighs in Venice. The white marble was brought in from Carrara in Italy. On the south side, it has a rotunda with a glass dome from Tiffany. It's the largest Tiffany dome in the world. It also displays the signs of the zodiac.
And then on the north side, there is another rotunda with a dome as well that's even more colorful than the Tiffany one on the south side.
I love the coffered ceilings. I just think they're beautiful, and the neoclassical with Italian Renaissance elements. It also imitates the Doge's Palace in Venice.
And then there is mosaics everywhere, on the walls, on the floor. Back in the days, that was the building where the mayor of Chicago used to host presidents and royalty visiting the city, and it's just an amazing building. I mean, it really has a European feel to this building, just not something that we're used to see in the US.
I don't usually go out this late at night.
And then fifth on the list is Lakeshore East Park.
Lakeshore East Park is one of these places that I didn't know existed. It's completely hidden by skyscrapers. You would never know it's there.
We actually found out about it by my sister, who's from out of town, and actually showed us this place. We didn't even know about it because it hasn't been around for very long.
It's a great park, and what's really interesting about it is it's not only a beautiful green space, but it's surrounded by incredible architecture. You just look up and all around you, and you have the Aqua Tower and all these incredible buildings right there.
Let's face it, Lakeshore East Park is not something extraordinary. It's not like the pyramids in Egypt. It's not something you're going to travel 5,000 miles to go see it. But what I really like about this park is right downtown, kind of that little oasis in the middle of the city, and it's just so quiet.
Because it's surrounded by all of these buildings, it's a great outlet for everyone to walk their dog and to take their kids out and play. So there's always lots of activity there.
And number 6 on our list is the neighborhood of Pilsen.
Pilsen is a Mexican neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. It has some incredible artwork. On every street corner, you'll find amazing murals representing different aspects of Mexican culture.
Even on the L stop is covered with street art. It's actually really interesting that it was all the way into the L stop. Even though Pilsen is a historic Mexican neighborhood, it has been gentrifying a lot in the last few years. The neighborhood has really taken off, and not everybody's happy about it.
Yeah, there are a lot of new condos, a lot of new construction, and much of it not keeping in character with the neighborhood.
And obviously the rents have been going up, which has been displacing a lot of people. And you can actually see this message being carried over at the Mexican Art Museum. It's a free museum, by the way. Really beautiful museum. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite museums in the city. There are some really incredible things there, and it's kind of this place that you just discover. It's because it's somewhat small and it's kind of off the beaten path, but you'll never forget it when you see it.
So one of the sections is about pre-colonial art, and it has a lot of traditional Mexican handcrafts.
There's also a great section with religious art and some beautiful sculptures and paintings. The section about contemporary art we found most interesting, some really unusual things from all different kinds of design perspectives. Most of all, everything was incredibly colorful, and that's what I love about this museum.
Yeah, and a lot of the art was about the identity of Mexican immigrants who are being torn between two cultures, the cultures they come from and the culture that they moved to, and trying to merge those two cultures to create a true Hispanic identity in the US. And that's what we thought was very interesting about the art in that museum. And last on our list is the Garfield Park Conservatory on the west side of the city.
Garfield Park is a great area. It's a beautiful park with an incredible conservatory. It's one of the largest in the city and really is a great place to go and be both indoors and outdoors.
So what's great about the conservatory is in the middle of the winter you have all those palm trees and you just feel like you're in the jungle and you're in Chicago in the winter.
It's great. It's green and it's warm in the middle of the winter.
But it's great in the summer as well because you have both this indoor and outdoor thing. And outdoor you have all those beautiful plants. And I really like all the koi ponds. It was actually really beautiful.
Yeah, there was also a Chihuly art exhibit there a number of years ago that was spectacular, and they still have some of the pieces in the pond.
And I also really like the cactus section. It just feels like you're in the desert, you're like in Arizona, and you get all those cactuses. It was pretty cool.
The other thing that was cool was the aroid section. I wasn't really familiar with that term, but it essentially means houseplant. So a lot of the plants in that section were plants you could grow indoors in your own house.
And I really like the carnivorous plant.
Yeah, I was hopeful that we'd see a fly in the Venus flytrap, but unfortunately we didn't see anything.
And even though it's on the west side of the city, the Garfield Park Conservatory is very easily accessible from downtown because it's right on the Green Line, and the name of the stop is Conservatory. You just can't miss it.
Yeah, and it's fun to actually drive underneath the L track all the way back into the city, which we did when we left.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did,
Give it a big thumbs up
and put your comments
in the comments section below.
And if you want to subscribe to our channel, we are going to put a link right here.
And click the little bell in order to get notifications about our next video.
And if you want to watch our other videos, we're going to put one right here, and then another one right there. Bye.
Bye.